The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Voting just isn't going to the polls on Election Day anymore. Options like early voting, mail-in voting, and ballot drop boxes are available to more voters and are growing in popularity. How to Vote, a tool created by Democracy Works, breaks down the options your state offers for casting a ballot, empowering you to decide when and where to vote. Democracy works best when we all vote, but misinformation and confusion about election procedures have resulted in low voter turnout. How to Vote, a tool created by Democracy Works, takes the guesswork out of the voting process. How to Vote is an easy-to-use and help folks from all over the country overcome many of the process barriers to voting. Democracy Works is committed to helping you vote, no matter what. Their tool, How to Vote, does just that. You can sign up for election reminders, see what's on your ballot, get step-by-step assistance requesting your mail ballot, explore your options for returning your voted mail ballot, check your voter registration status, find your polling site, and make sure you have the appropriate ID. Decide when and where you'll vote this year at howto.vote. That's howto.vote.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with our wonderful singer, songwriter, multi-talented musician, born in Troy, Missouri, now in Nashville here on the Mike Wagner Show. And, just like many artists out there these days, they work full-time jobs to pay bills and also, do love what they doing on the side as well, that one day what they'll do is a full-time and just passion. And she has a top 20 song in Spotify, Love in Real Life, also Behind the Scenes, Stop Feet, Lost Stars, and also just years of experience of performing pop, country, hip-hop, musical theater, classical, gospel, and a lot more, and also graduated from Belmont University in 2018 and just loves to collaborate on a lot of things. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in Nashville, ladies and gentlemen, the multi-talented singer-songwriter, Kiera Loveless. Kiera, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hello. That was such a great introduction. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I greatly appreciate it. Looking forward to it as well, too. And I forgot to mention, you'll be debuting the song Cadillacs. We'll play it in just a few minutes. And, of course, just a little bit of interesting background. You were born in Troy, Missouri, now in Nashville. Graduated from Belmont University in 2018. You've got a few songs out, and one of them was in the top 20 on Spotify. And you've also have a very, very interesting just array of talent. And before we get into all that, tell us how I first got started.
Awesome. Yeah. So I've been singing, since I can even remember. My family's pretty musical. When my mom was young, she sang in weddings. So my mom said the first time they kind of heard me mimicking, starting to sing was when I was around 3, and I was mimicking the wedding songs my mom had been singing.
Here comes the bride, here comes the bride. Shut up, Mom.
For sure. But, ever since I was young, I started, went in middle school doing the musical theater thing and show choir and all that stuff throughout high school. And that was a huge influence on me growing up. So whenever I started thinking about colleges, I was like, I cannot imagine myself, moving forward with anything other than music. So I went to Belmont and pursued a degree in commercial vocal performance and graduated in 2018. And here I am. I released my first single shortly after I graduated, June 2018. I have released 4 in total as of this past Friday.
That is amazing, too. And, of course, within weeks, your first one made it up to number 19 at top 50 charts. We'll talk about in just a minute. And what was that one moment that precisely influenced you into what you're doing today?
Oh, goodness, that's so hard to say. I have always loved singing. I didn't know that, I grew up going to private schools. There wasn't really a lot of opportunity for, the particular schools I went to, wasn't a lot of opportunity for music or singing or performance in general. So I kind of just was a little bit of an outcast. I didn't really know that I was good at anything. And then in 7th grade, there was a middle school musical. It was called Seussical Junior, if you've heard of it. It's a good show. Mm-hmm. And I auditioned and got a lead role. And I was like, what? Maybe I'm actually good at this. Maybe I can actually do something that I'm good at. And from that point on, after I performed that show, I was like, there's no turning back. I am never doing anything else. I did anything I could ever possibly do to be on stage and sing, and it definitely paid off. I put in a lot of hours on stage throughout high school and college as well.
That is amazing. You talked about growing up in a town which didn't have a lot of opportunities. How many were in your graduating class?
Oh, my graduating class was actually pretty big for a small town, but only because it was my small town and all the surrounding small towns. So I think it was 452 was my graduating class.
So it was not just one town, but it was just several towns or several counties just collaborating together.
Yes, correct. Yeah, in my high school, absolutely. So it was a pretty big high school, actually, at least the public school that I went to. It was including a lot of different cities and counties for sure.
And also, Tia, talk about the many genres you've been involved in. Who are some of your favorite artists, singers, and musicians growing up?
Yeah, one of the biggest when I was young, especially, I listened to a lot of Carrie Underwood and a lot of Christina Aguilera. Those were both those two ladies, and Etta James. Those were three huge influences when I was super young. When I got older, I started listening to more singer-songwriter artists that I resonated better with lyrically. Some of my favorite artists now are Andy Grammer. He's my all-time favorite. Ben Rector, Rachel Platten, kind of some pop singer-songwriter artists like them.
Mm-hmm. And of all the genres you mentioned as well, too, pop, country, hip-hop, musical theater, classical, gospel, and a lot more, what would you say is the most favorite that you have among the genres?
That's hard. I would have to say pop soul is what I normally consider my genre. Soul is probably my favorite thing to sing, though.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like a lot, too. We'll talk about some of your songs in just a minute, including Cadillacs. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here as singer-songwriter, multi-talented musician Kiera Loveless from Troy, Missouri, here on the Mike Wagner Show, now based in the Music City. And you also had some songs as well, too. And as soon as you graduated, you also had a top 50 song in the Spotify map to number 19, which was Love in Real Life. You also had Behind the Scenes and Stop Feet, Lost Stars, and more as well, too. And tell us more about those songs, especially your first one that hit number 19.
Yeah. So, Love in Real Life, I wrote, I think in April of 2017. I ended up releasing it in June of 2018. So it went through a long journey of recording process and kind of, it was my first single. So, I wanted to make sure I got it right. So we kind of went back and forth with different producers and finally recorded it with Sean Giovanni, amazing producer in Nashville. He's such a great guy. He was a huge mentor for me in recording this tune. So finally came up with a perfect tune. I was super excited when I released this song, but I really didn't think that many people would listen to it. I really tried to toot my own horn on social media so that I could get everyone at least that I knew to listen to it. But, I don't know that many people. So, one day it was my mom was sick at the time. So I was going to a chemo treatment with her and we're sitting in the lobby and I check my Spotify views and it was like 40,000 people. And the day before it had been like,
wow, 40,000. Amazing.
And I was like, what is going on? It was literally, almost overnight, it had gotten added to some Spotify editorial playlists, and from there people were sharing it, and it kind of went viral, and I was astounded. I was not expecting it to get that many views. I don't know. I just think people kind of saw the humor in it. The song is about dating apps. Mm-hmm. I think people just kind of saw the humor in it and kind of ran with it, and I am so thankful that people still tell me that it's their favorite or that they like to listen to it. They have it in, their on repeat playlist so I'm so glad people have really embraced that song. I think the songs that I've released that have done the best so far have been the ones where I've just been really honest.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you talk about love in real life as well, too. And what are some of the dating apps that have succeeded in the minds of some people, and what are some are like a joke?
Honestly, it's been so long since I've been on a dating app. Man, they've definitely, I would say they've definitely transformed since I've last used dating apps, but I mentioned in this song, I mentioned Tinder and Bumble, which I know are still pretty popular dating apps. I don't mention Hinge, but I believe Hinge is on the rise.
Uh-huh.
But I also jokingly mentioned Christian Mingle in the song as well, which I think is pretty funny.
I can imagine as well, too. It's not you, it's me. I'm going to Facebook. See you later.
100%.
Yes. Exactly. And you also have behind the scenes, Stop Feet, Lost Stars, and tell us about those briefly.
Yeah, Behind the Scenes was my second single, and I actually wrote that with two of my really good friends, Mike Robinson and Charlie Holden, and they also produced the song. They kind of surprised me and decided they were just going to fully produce it, and then they kind of showed it to me, and I was astounded at what they had done with it. They're both incredible producers and writers, obviously. And the song was just, we kind of wrote it about, I remember I was going through a period of just like, man, what? I had like overdrafted my bank account, and my gas tank was constantly on E, and I was like, goodness gracious, I just feel like a hot mess all the time lately, you know? And so we wrote this song about basically being a mess and being completely honest about like, you know, I'm young and I have no idea what I'm doing, but you know what? When I do show up, I show up with style. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that was kind of the heart of the song. That one is I'm still very proud of how that one has actually performed very well recently. People have seemed to resonate with it, which I think is telling about the time that we're experiencing right now. I think nobody really feels like they have their life together right now. So right. I think Behind the Scenes is a very nice, relatable song at the moment.
It sounds like you put a lot of honesty in the songs as well, too. And the way things are going, who needs a GoFundMe account? Me and people rely on that. So
yeah, for sure. I can use my funny lyrics and behind the scenes to promote my GoFundMe.
There you go. And of course, you'll be driving some Cadillacs. And speaking of Cadillacs, we'll play that in just a minute. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and Apple, over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here, singer, songwriter, multi-talented Kiera Loveless from Troy, Michigan, now based in the Music City, Nashville, Tennessee, here on the Mike Wagner Show. Right now, here's a new song out by Kiera Loveless called Cadillacs, and this is something she'll be driving one day. Here's Cadillac from Kiera Loveless on the Mike Wagner Show, or shall we say Cadillacs. There's one for everybody.
Finding pennies in the cracks of the couch, pulling money from the savings account. I know he's safe for the trip all summer, but it'll have to wait till we recover. Maybe next year we can work it out. Went to college for a Bachelor of Arts, waiting tables in the car barely starts. I guess the future that we've been chasing has some obstacles that we'll be facing. Maybe next year we can work it out. When I'm driving Cadillacs, or rapping any Gucci tags, but I don't need to fly first class, 'cause I got you. And maybe we got small town pride and barely made it out alive, but it doesn't matter rain or shine, 'cause I got you. 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 Old apartment on the south side of town. It ain't pretty, but baby, it's ours. There's nothing on this earth that you could play me 'cause I got you, you. Baby, we got small town pride. We barely made it out alive, but it doesn't matter rain or shine, 'cause I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you.
And that's Cadillacs from Kiera Loveless here on the Mike Wagner Show. And before I drive off in one, tell us more about the song and what inspired you to write it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Cadillacs actually was inspired by my parents' love story. They've been together since they were 17.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they had me at a pretty young age. They were 19 when they had me. And they being parents is really what they were, meant to do together, I think. They figured it out, and me and my siblings, I'm the oldest of four, we struggled growing up financially. It was always something, we didn't drive Cadillacs, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. But that never mattered. And we always felt, love from our parents, no matter what. We knew they loved each other, and they knew above all else, they loved us. And kind of the heart of the song is about, we might not have much, but we have each other. And that's really all we need at the end of the day. And I wanted to make sure I included some, references to their young love story, and then, kind of pull some ideas from my own experiences as well.
Mm-hmm. And that's a fantastic story. I listened to it. I figured more of a tongue-in-cheek. And, of course, before we get to more of your other music as well, too. And what is your favorite model of Cadillac, by the way?
Model of Cadillac? That's such a good question. I don't know, but I did an amazing photo shoot. I don't know exactly what the model was, but I did an amazing photo shoot with a vintage, I think it was from the 50s. I think it was 54. Gorgeous cherry red Cadillac, and the shoot turned out beautiful, and the car was just gorgeous. The guy who owned it came and hung out with us and let us take some photos in his car, and it was awesome. It was super cool. I had never sat in a car that looked like that before, so I don't know what model it was, but that one is my favorite.
I'm sure every Cadillac has to be a favorite as well, too. I'm kind of going old school, like Coupe de Ville, Sedan de Ville, or whatever it is. But you know what?
Oh, yeah.
The Escalade, I would not mind having. But I have to have like several guard dogs just guarding that bloody thing. So it's like, yeah, a couple of shotguns in there, and fully equipped, and satellite in case somebody runs off with it. GPS, sure. and don't forget the espresso maker, MP3. That's all required. So
100%.
I think that's my deal as well, too. But you know something? If I had choice of a Cadillac, I give my wife a pink Cadillac, inspired by Bruce Springsteen and Natalie Cole. And those are the babies of all as well, too. Baby blue's a favorite. So
beautiful.
and where can we look for Cadillacs and your other music at?
Anywhere you can stream music. Spotify obviously is the most popular, Apple Music, iTunes. I think the only place that it's not is SoundCloud. Everywhere else, though, anywhere you stream music that's like a subscription service, it will be available.
Sounds good. Once again, singer-songwriter Kiera Loveless from Troy, Michigan, here on the Mike Wagner Show. A big thank you for your time. In just a few minutes here before we go, Kiera, you've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. And what can we expect from you in 2020 and in 2020 or 2021 and beyond?
I am just taking it day by day at this point in the quarantine, but I'm hoping that I can release some more music soon, and I will be certainly releasing more content, whether or not that's in the form of a new single, a new album, whatever I can make happen.
Mm-hmm. That sounds really good, too. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Oh, biggest influence in my career? My parents. For sure. Mm-hmm. Influence in general in my life, my parents. If I had to pick a musician currently, I would say Andy Grammer. Absolutely. He's incredibly optimistic, and his lyrics I just think, speak volumes. His song Naive is a song that I don't think ever resonated with more than that song.
Uh-huh. And that's amazing, too. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Oh, in life, Honestly, my biggest piece of advice is to not take yourself too seriously. I think it's okay to kind of laugh at your mistakes and, believe in yourself, but also realize that nobody's perfect and it is okay to mess up sometimes. That's something that I've kind of had to learn the hard way. I am such a perfectionist. I have been since I was tiny, and it's been a huge learning curve for me to figure out, not everyone's going to like me and not everything I do is going to be perfect and going to work out the way I planned. So sometimes I just kind of have to laugh at myself and be completely honest with the people around me about what's going on and just kind of take it one day at a time.
Unless you have a Cadillac and you love in real life.
Exactly. For sure.
Exactly.
That'll get you by.
Once again, singer-songwriter Kiera Loveless here on the Mike Wagner Show. Kiera, big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or listen to your music?
Heck yeah. You can reach my website at kieralovelace.com. That's Kiera. Loveless is Lovelles. Yes, that's my real last name, if you're curious. You can visit my social media. I am at Kiera Loveless Music on Facebook, Instagram, and just at Kiera Loveless on Twitter. And you can connect with me on any of those platforms. I have a YouTube if you look up Kiera Loveless. And shoot me a message. Say hi. I love interacting with new people and meeting new people. So absolutely don't hesitate to reach out.
Sounds great. And if you're going to be sending a message to Kiera, make sure you send her Cadillac as well, too. She'll love you for it.
On the side. Yeah, absolutely. I very much appreciate any Cadillacs.
Sounds good. Sounds good, Kiera. Once again, a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to again soon. Do us a favor. Keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2020 and beyond. And keep us up to date. And don't forget to get yourself a Cadillac.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for having me.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, Custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.